Final thoughts here on Mitch Marner, and then I don't want to hear the phrase core four uttered again for the rest of my life. I know some fans are sad about Mitchie leaving, but just bear in mind that at the end of the day, Mitchie showed us his true colors. And they are not blue and white. They are green and white, dollar bills. The Maple Leafs wanted Marner back. They offered him a contract. And his response was turning his back on his hometown team, his team that has given him everything he's ever wanted, and said, nah, you know what? I'd rather go to a market with no accountability and no pressure and just make as much money as I can. We only want guys that have genuine passion to be here and that want to win a cup here. So why does anybody give one single iota of a fuck that Marner left? For those that are saying, oh, Leaf fans, you chased him out of town, Leaf media is really toxic. Yes, our fan base and our media can be really toxic at times, but I do not buy that. I don't buy that. I'm sorry, but if you want to be paid like one of the top players in the world, we're going to hold you fully accountable and we're going to judge you based on what it is you do in the playoffs and not in the regular season. Like, that seems like a pretty reasonable understanding. Mitchie never took one single ounce of accountability for any of the playoff failures. And that's what happens when you grow up with a bit of a silver spoon. And ultimately, he just wasn't mentally tough enough to continue playing here anymore. And I guess that's okay. Not everyone's wired the same way in terms of their DNA. Say what you want about Nylander and Matthews and Tavares and the rest of the team. They've all had their playoff downfalls as well. But those guys were not scared off by the pressure, by the toxic media, by the Ontario tax system. They chose to prioritize winning a Stanley Cup here above all else. The reality is that this is for the best. They should have broke the core four up after the 3-1 loss to the Habs. Today in Marner's letter to the fan base, which he probably used ChatGPT to write, he said that he gave it his all. And it's like, okay, cool. If that's your all, that is not worth $12 million a year. Not even close. So this is for the better long term for both sides. Now, I am genuinely going to miss watching Mitch Marner play. Just from a pure fan perspective, it was a lot of fun watching him play. And there were some great moments with him. Tons of games where he made you jump out of your seat, making plays that only he could make. But I'm certainly not going to miss his heart and effort level come playoff time. Do not worry about the 100 points that we'll have to make up. Other guys will step up. And I guarantee you come playoff time, we're not going to notice that he's gone. Oh, who's going to quarterback the power play? Historically, the power play in the core four era has not really been that good, so does it matter? Mitchie, Ciao Bello, all the best in Vegas. I do think that his number will go into the rafters at some point. Until that happens, though, maybe one of the new guys can wear number 16 so some of the fans with Marner jerseys can make an easy nameplate change. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on Mitch Marner's legacy.